One of the most important things that I have noticed about couples is texting. It's very troubling because everybody has their phones and they're just buried in their phones, whether they're at dinner or sitting together someplace, even if they're at the movies. Phone has taken over our entire life. What do we do about this? I'm even guilty of it. I am somebody that is picking up my phone all the time. It's something that destroys people's communication. We have forgotten how to talk to each other. We are texting instead of talking. I am asking everybody to stop texting and start talking. It's a lost art. When I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones. We had to talk. Nowadays, young people are using the phones as a form of communication. They're not even calling each other. They're texting each other. I am not saying not to text, but when relationships get into trouble and people are text fighting, that's a problem. How do we stop that? It really starts to become an addiction. We are ready to bombard the other person with text after text after text. These are things you can't erase. People will read it over and over and over again. And then it starts building and we can go back and say, yeah, you said this. It's memorialized. It's stamped in the technology of our phones. How do we stop this? I have a simple rule, but it's very difficult to do. I have a 3-2-1 rule that I suggest to couples who are constantly texting and fighting over text messages. 3 texts a day, 2 sentences each, 1 has to be nice. That really helps us stop this ongoing texting war. It limits the amount of text messages one can send. You can't do a War and Peace volume of fighting over text messages because there has to be 2 sentences each and 1 has to be nice, so that makes it easier to stop hate texting. If you try this, instead of rolling into this snowball of texting and hatred and you said this, I have proof of it right here in my phone, it's right here in my phone, it might help you get along better with your significant other. The other part of this is when I see families sitting at a dinner table in a restaurant and everybody's on their phone texting, there's no talking. We're reinforcing the fact that you don't have to look at people in the eye in order to communicate. Everybody's now looking down. That isn't healthy because we're not communicating directly with another person. There's a third party involved, and that is the phone. Parents, if you can, have your kids put their phones down. Parents, you put your phones down. Let's teach our children the art of communication, the old-fashioned art of talking to each other. Let's start with that. Put down the phones. Let's see what happens. It can't hurt. It can only help.